Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Patson, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/relationship advice, where OP found out that he was actually raising another man's baby. Let's begin. Over 8 years in the relationship, I am not the father. What do I do? Posted by Reddit user Metalopo.
Hello, I don't know where to start, but I will try. I am 31-year-old male together with 33-year-old female. We are engaged. We have been together for 8+ years. She lives in my apartment. We were planning our future together, like how much children did we want, when we will start building our home and so on. 2 years ago, we had miscarriage that affected us in a bad way. We were sad. However, I was supportive for her all the time. Miscarriages happen. We will have another try. We will have another baby. Don't worry, everything will be all right. She got pregnant. I was so happy and prayed that this time everything will be good. We started building our future home, our dream house. Then the baby was born. I was in tears. The best thing that could happen to me. Everything was like a dream, until it wasn't. One day, my fiancé's coworker's wife called me that my fiancé is a bitch and cheater. I was like, what the fuck? This can't be true. I did not believe this. I talked to her. She was like, don't worry, we are just good friends. He helps me. His wife is just jealous and etc. I believed it, because I trust a person who has been with me for 8 years. I said, look, I believe you, I love you, just please don't have friendship with him, because it is hurting our family, and their family, coworker, have 2 kids. As it turns out, they continued their friendship in a secret way. I was very ignorant until that man's wife sent me photos of their chats and that they secretly are meeting at the parks and for lunch. The chats involved kisses, emojis, and many too friendly things. When we were on vacation with our baby, she even texted to him 6 days left until we meet, during our vacation with our baby. I am so devastated and broken into pieces. I then became suspicious as my son, 1 year, does not look like me but looks more like that coworker. I bought DNA test and it is not my child. I love him so much. My dream family is shattered. I stopped building our dream home. Everything stopped. I haven't talked to her about it, as she doesn't know I did DNA test. The baby and she still lives in my apartment. I don't know what to do. How to confront her. Should I be with a baby if I am not the father? Should I tell her leave my home? If she does, she takes the son. She has the rights as I am not the father. All my 8 years seems to have been useless and wasted now. All my dreams are shattered. I am so sorry for our baby. I don't want him to grow without a father. However, I am not the father. My fiancé still chats with her coworker. I don't know what the hell she is thinking. How can she do this to me, to our baby? I just want advice from people. I haven't told to anybody. I feel like it is a shame for me that I got cheated on and I am raising a baby, not my son. I haven't told to my parents because I feel like they will look at me like I am disappointment. Please, advise me what to do, how to confront her. Should I evict her and baby from my apartment? Her parents live 15 minutes driving from us. I know that she will go to them with the baby. Please help. Edit. So many comments. Wow, thanks for the advice and support. I thought I will get 1 to 2 comments. It is uncommon for me to open my problems for people. Usually I am person who holds it up.
And then, we have this comment exchange between OP and a few other Reddit users.
Yes, you should get rid of her from your life. You have no obligations towards the baby either. You have wasted 8 years on her. How many more of them do you want to waste? Get rid of her from your life completely and go no contact. Unfortunately, from a legal standpoint, OP might have obligations to the baby, depending on where they live. Even if he can prove he is not the biological father and was tricked into thinking the baby was his, he might still have to pay child support just because his name is on the birth certificate. Fortunately, due to the usage of the word Tata, I believe he isn't from Western Europe or US. I don't think there are many places with such misandrist laws like you mentioned. You are right, I am from the eastern part of Europe. If I have DNA test to prove the child is not mine, I pay nothing.
Why are you still here?
Today I fucked up by screwing up a potential serious relationship with a woman I've wanted for years. Posted by Reddit user The Box.
We're both early 20s uni students and have known each other since we were teenagers. For years, neither of us was entirely sure about whether the other shared the same feelings. Fast forward to this past June, a conversation meant to clear up a little mishap between us led to romantic interest from both sides being revealed. We started seeing each other regularly since then, and things were going well. The issue arose where I revealed to her that I had a hormonal issue, stunted puberty, stemming from back when I was 16 that I was dealing with at the same time we were seeing each other. Treatment for said hormone issue meant sex would be off the table indefinitely. That being the case, I felt I wouldn't be able to progress the relationship sexually. Yes, I know sex and relationships are not one-dimensional. This feeling was sparked by viewing my inability to give this woman sex as having nothing to offer her. I'm a broke university student, and as a man, that puts a dent in my self-esteem. When I think of relationships, I think of emotional and physical intimacy, as well as dates. Nothing stops me from engaging in other sexual acts, but I straight up feel like less of a man for being unable to at least give her the full experience of sexual acts. It doesn't help that I'm a socially awkward guy with clear self-esteem issues either. All that stuff is clearly not the kind of thing I'd even feel comfortable voicing to a partner. Ever. I admit, I'd probably have done us both a favor by mentioning this from the beginning, but I thought it'd be a pretty strange thing to lead with. The conversation where we both revealed our interest in each other was suggestive all throughout, but because we were both interested in having a relationship, I decided against leading with something that'd impact my ability to have sex because I didn't take it as a foregone conclusion that we'd actually be a good fit for each other. Anyway, we meet on our regular day and time, which is where the fuck up happens. I delivered the news, but I overstayed my welcome. Her response was that we could try again in the future, and that she'll take the news like a big girl and go home. But, because I was too attached to my desired outcome, us ending up together, I struggled with letting go once the reality that I'd chosen to break things off set in. What didn't help was me feeling I needed to reassure her that I truly liked her before we parted ways, because she repeatedly questioned me about that while we were seeing each other. For the life of me, I couldn't part ways with her without her knowing if I was sure about what I felt for her. So I started saying things like how it sucks that we're done before we've even gotten started, how I've wanted her for years, how I knew from the start it was doomed to fail, and that this medical thing is why I've acted in ways that led her to question my feelings. She would mention how I hardly text during the week and how I can be flat when I'm with her. While I was having an episode next to her, no crying or anything, just being overly honest because I felt I couldn't leave things with her being uncertain about what I felt. I saw her give me a WTF or who is this guy look once or twice, and also repeatedly checking her watch. I'm somewhat clued up on social cues, so to me this was her trying to say let's just leave and not make this any worse. But I wasn't thinking clearly, so I chose to have us sat there for hours in this awkward situation. It also didn't help that I mentioned earlier in the conversation that something she said weeks prior made me feel there's something I couldn't give her in a relationship at this point in time. She asked multiple times for me to say what it was, but I kept dodging or joking my way around it, which she wasn't fond of either. She told me she doesn't like me giving her the runaround, and that sometimes it feels like she's talking to a brick wall. And like many of you, she didn't understand what the hell this medical thing was because I was so vague about it. Following this debacle, I've considered going no contact for a while, to get my situation sorted and work on all the bad traits and mentalities of mine that came out during the conversation, and let things cool off. Level with me here, given how embarrassing sharing that kind of thing with someone is. Would she hold that whole shitshow against me or put it down to me feeling ashamed for having to reveal that to her? I, perhaps foolishly, think things can still work out, just not now. Both because I need to grow up in a lot of ways and get this medical thing sorted. TLDR. I made a girl who was really into me feel repulsed by my behavior toward a medical issue I'm facing and how I thought it'd affect our relationship. Edit to add a bit more, I feel disgusted by myself for how I acted and almost think I've lost some respect for myself too, so I can only imagine what she's thinking or feeling. So much so that I currently don't even feel I can look her in the eyes right now. The real question is, will she even be able to respect me after this? Either way, I'm glad this happened to me because it taught me a lot about myself, where my deficiencies are and what I need to work on at a personal level. Edit 2. I know PIV isn't the only part of sex, nor is it the basis of a committed relationship. I created an issue for myself out of being unable to offer the full sexual experience right away. I thought it'd make me less of a partner, and because I don't know exactly how long my treatment's going to take, I went extreme and pulled the plug on the whole relationship before it even got off the ground. Edit 3. This mythical hormonal issue or medical condition has been revealed. A lot of you might think this is fucking stupid, as do I to be honest, but we all the importance of penis size to men, especially after hearing women around my age and where I'm from, including the one in question, harp on about how this guy or that guy was small. The size thing by itself isn't what bothers me, it's the way women talk about it and the fact that this woman and I hang in the same social circle. I don't want that kind of gossip floating around about me so close to home. I acknowledge that nobody really gives a fuck, but I'd rather not have what's between my legs be a topic of conversation anywhere.
Look, OP, I understand why you're feeling all kinds of regret and anxiety over this, but what you did isn't exactly the best way to handle the situation. So pushing that aside, I think she cut the relationship short not because of your condition, but because of how you acted. From your post alone, I could tell that you act like a 13-year-old. I don't know if that's because of your condition or that's just who you are as an individual. You are incredibly immature. You are as emotional as a woman and you are ridiculously whiny. For short, you're very annoying. Look, man, I suggest that you go to therapy and get your shit together before you even think of forming any romantic relationship with anyone. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to Patson to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.